Welcome to Gentle Yoga. Thanks for joining. Today we're going to need a block and a chair and a mat. We're going to start sitting in the chair. So find a comfortable seat that supports a very tall spine. Very intentionally place your feet on the floor. Come away from the back of the chair and take a moment to find a neutral pelvis position so it feels like your low back is neither too sway and you're not rounding too much in the back. You find somewhere right in between. And we'll all just take a nice big breath in together and hold it for 3 counts. And then open the mouth and sigh it out. Let's do that one more time. And we're going to do a little breath practice to begin. If it's comfortable for you, you could close your eyes or lower your gaze. Keeping the spine nice and tall, feeling your connection to the floor through the feet. I want you to inhale and fill your lungs like halfway and then pause. And then fill your lungs completely. Pause. And then exhale naturally. We'll do that again. Inhaling halfway, half capacity. Pause. Inhale to complete capacity. Pause. Exhale completely. Now on this next inhale, I'd like you to imagine you're just inhaling in your ribs from your sternum to your throat. Pause. Inhale now the belly to your full capacity, expanding the belly. Pause. Exhale naturally out through the nose if you can. We'll do that twice more, just like that. Inhaling halfway, upper trunk. Inhaling to full capacity, expanding the belly now. Exhaling completely. Last time, inhale, upper trunk, pause. Inhale, lower trunk, soft belly, pause. Exhale completely. Let every last bit of breath out of your lungs and allow your breath to come to a natural rhythm for you. Good. And then I'd like you to start to move through cat-cow in this on the chair here. So exhale, round the back, lower your head, stretch the upper back. Inhale, broaden the chest, drawing shoulder blades together, lifting the head. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching the back. And now, those of you who have sensitive knees, I'd like you to stay in the chair, working on a nice even inhale, exhale, doing cat-cow. Those of you who are okay with being on your knees, you're going to come up and move the chair aside. Come onto your knees, hands and knees, that is. And then you're going to inhale into a cow pose, lifting the head and tail. Let your heart come towards the floor. And then exhale, round the back. Bring your chest to your thighs, like child's pose. And now on the inhale, stand up on your knees, sweep your arms out to the sides, up overhead. And then exhale, come through hands and knees, hands slowly come to the floor. Inhale, cow pose, so you're in that back bend. Exhale, round the back, chest to thighs. Release your forehead towards the floor or to the floor. And now inhale, strong legs, strong glutes. Lift up, reach up, standing up on knees, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to mat. Inhale, lifting head and tail, broad chest. Exhale, round the back, stretch the back, chest to thighs, let your head go. Inhale, reach up. Arms overhead. Good. Keep moving like that. The exhale to the hands and knees. Good. And those of you who are in the chair, I'll give you a variation as well. On the inhale, you're going to reach your arms up overhead. On the exhale, hands to thighs. Inhale, back bend. And then exhale, slide your hands down your legs, chest to thighs, let your head hang. So everyone, we're doing this like a moving meditation. Inhale, chair folks, reach up, overhead. Exhale, neutral spine, hands to thighs. Inhale, back bend, broad chest. Exhale, round the back, slide the hands down the legs. Let's all move through one more breath cycle. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to thighs or to the floor. Inhale for that back bend. Exhale to round. Release the chest to the legs. We'll all pause here now in a forward fold. So some of us will be in the chair, chest to thighs. Some of you will be in child's pose. Take a few really big, soft belly breaths into your low back, creating a lot of space for the kidneys. A lot of length in the low back as you just breathe in to the waist. Let's do one more round of breath. And then we'll slowly come on up. Let's all meet in mountain pose, standing position. So you can move your chair off to the side if you used it. And just take a moment to feel your feet on the floor. I'll do a little, show my side. Okay. And shifting the weight of your body forwards and backwards from heels to toes. Keep those knees soft. Just noticing the sensations that occur in the ankles, in the legs as you do this. And then shifting a little side to side, rolling to the outside and inside of the foot, outside, inside. Excellent. And then just take a moment, feel your connection to the planet coming into stillness. Okay, and then look down at your feet. I'd like you to turn your toes forward. So having feet parallel, the outside edges of the feet are parallel to the long edges of your mat. So that might cause you to feel like your toes are really turned in. Just kind of explore this with me. Soften the knees. You can swing your hips a little side to side. And then once again, rock back and forth from the heels to the toes, and notice any sensations. Notice if there's any difference. Where you feel the differences. There's no right answers. We're just inquiring. And then shifting side to side. So a little bit more weight on the outer edge of one foot and the inner edge. And then same thing, other side. And then we'll make full circles. So just circling the weight of our body around, kind of over the feet so that we feel the weight shift. And over the feet, we feel the weight shift. Right, and then bring your palms together in front of your heart. Lift your heart into the knuckles of your thumbs as you inhale. Exhale, release all the old air out of your lungs. And imagine you're releasing anything maybe you don't need, maybe stress, tension, worry. And let's do that again. Nice full breath, lifting the sternum into the knuckles of the thumbs, lifting the heart. Exhaling, drawing the tummy towards the spine a little bit as you release what you don't need, old air, old stuff. And then breathing naturally for you, you're going to shift the weight to the right foot and to the left foot, back and forth. And now I'd like you to shift the weight to the left foot, lift the right, and then right foot to the floor, lift the left. Let's move to the breath like this. Inhale, lifting right. Exhale, back through center. Inhale, lifting left. Tummy in. And exhale, back through center. Let's add arms. Inhale, lifting right. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, palms come together in front of heart. Feet to the floor. Inhale, lifting left. Reach arms overhead. Tummy in. Exhale, feet to the floor, back through center. Last one. Inhale, lifting right foot, reaching. Exhale, back through center. Inhale, left. Exhale, through center. Now let's inhale, lifting right foot, reaching arms up, tummy in, step forward, and release the arms down alongside the body. So now both legs are straight. Make sure you're not on a tightrope. The left foot is a little over to the left, right? You're on train tracks instead. Left toes are slightly turned out. And on an inhale, I'd like you to reach your arms so that they're parallel to the floor, palms facing each other. Exhale, pause here, square the hips. Now inhale, bend the front knee, bend your elbows straight back, and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Broad chest. Exhale, extend the arms forward, straighten the front leg. And then inhale, elbows move back behind you, bend the front knee like a warrior one position. And exhale, straighten arms in front of you. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling, broadening the chest, engaging the upper back to do this. And exhaling, reaching arms forward. Okay, and then as you do this, you're coming in and out of warrior one. On the inhale is warrior one. Exhale, give it a break. Now, inhale into this warrior one variation, squeezing the elbows back behind you, shoulder blades moving back, broad chest. Take a moment to make sure that that right knee is not bent beyond the right heel. And then open the arms up like a goalpost. Keep all this broadness in the chest. Maybe go a little deeper in this posture. Maybe the legs go a little further away from each other. Make sure the tummy's in, supporting the low back. So even though we're opening the chest, we're not excessively arching in the low back. And if you find yourself doing that, maybe the low back's getting tense,
tense, please lift the front of your pelvis slightly towards your face. Toning the low belly in. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Good, and then release the arms. Step your front foot back to meet your back foot. Taking a look at the feet, line up the outer edges of the feet so that they're parallel to the long edges of the mat. Again, might feel like your toes are turned in. Shimmy the hips, shimmy the shoulders, palms together in front of your heart. Exhale. Inhale, shift the weight to the right foot, lift the left foot, reach the arms up overhead, tummy in. And exhale, step forward, preparing for that warrior one variation. So feet are on train tracks, right? Back foot's moving back to the right. Square the hips and reach the arms forward. Exhale. Inhale, bend the elbows straight back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms forward. Give it a break. Inhale, bend front knee. Elbows move back. Exhale, give it a break. Let's do that about 3 more times to the rhythm of your breath. Try to square your hips and shoulders to face the front of the mat. And again, checking that low back's not overarching. You want to lift the front of the pelvis slightly, draw the low belly in. Okay, next time we come into it, we're going to pause there, square the hips and shoulders to the front edge of the mat, low belly pulling in, and then goalpost arms or cactus arms. Moving the forearms back behind you. And if you find this is causing that the shoulders are really riding up to the ears, maybe the elbows need to lower a little bit so that you can feel more spacious in the tops of the shoulders and then in long in the neck. Let's take about a couple more breaths here. And then release the arms. Step your front foot back. Mountain pose with the outer edges of the feet parallel to the long edges of the mat. Shimmy the hips. Shimmy the shoulders and the chest. Rotate the palms to face the front of your mat. Let's take 2 breaths here. Okay, go ahead and release. Okay, let's find our chair. Bring it on over. And you're gonna have this, you can have the seat of your chair facing you, the top edge of your mat. Locate your block. The reason why we're using this block is I'd like you to be sure to keep kind of your knees in line as you do this. We're gonna be bending the knees into kind of a chair pose variation and then straightening the legs. So slide the block on its thinnest setting between the thighs. That is, if you have one. If you don't worry about it. Face your chair. And then long edges of the mat parallel to the outer edges of the feet. Now, if you're like, this is so awkward, feels so weird, doesn't work for me, split the difference. Like maybe turn the toes in just a little bit more than you normally would. You're holding that block. And then inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to the seat of the chair. And walk the feet back. Coming into chair dog. You're always welcome to bring the hands to the seat, not the seat, the back of the chair if the hands to the seat is too low for you. Let the knees now bend on the exhale. We're going to bend those knees. And then on the inhale, you're going to start to straighten the knees any amount. Some of you may not straighten the knees completely. That's okay. Exhale, bending the knees. Inhale, straightening. As you do this, allow your heart to melt towards the floor. Maybe you let your head go if that feels good. Some of you might find that keeping the ears in line with the upper arms, the head's lifted a little bit, is going to feel better for your neck. So take care of yourself, but keep moving with the breath. And then we'll pause in just a regular chair dog, reaching the hips back. So my heels are underneath my hips. My hands are shoulder width distance apart on whatever part of the chair I'm on. Last breath. Good, and then slowly walk the feet forward. Roll up. If you have a block, keep holding it. Again, just above the knees on the inner thighs, you're holding that block. Take a moment, check to make sure your outer edges of your feet parallel to the long edges of the mat or splitting the difference. And then here we're going to come in and out of chair pose in a different way. So inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, you're going to bend the knees, sending the rear back behind you and tap the back of the chair. You'll notice that my knees are over my heels, hopefully. Oh yeah, see my rear's moving back. Good. And then inhale, reach up, stand up. We're going to just move like this. If bending this steep doesn't feel right for your body, you could just hover the hands above the chair like this, maybe. Some of you might want to go further. Maybe you want to sit real deep and bring your hands to the back of the chair, belly to thighs. So we're going to be taking care of ourselves, doing the variation of this flow that works best for our bodies for the next 3 to 4 more breaths. Expelling all the breath as we sit. Last one. And standing in mountain pose, take a moment, feel your breath. Excellent, go ahead and remove your block if you had it. Let's make our way onto the mat. We're going to come onto our belly. We're gonna be done with our chair, so you can just move it off to the side. Let's come to crocodile pose. Stacking your forearms, taking your feet wider than the mat as you rest your forehead down on your stacked forearms. Shimmy your hips a little bit. See if you can release any tension in the belly or the glutes, the shoulders. And now let your body get really soft. Let it sink into the earth. Deepening the inhale as you expand the belly into the mat, so much that the tissue and the fascia of your body softens, and the bones of your body just sink towards the floor, sinking through the softened flesh of your body, your soft low back, your soft face.
Now, see if you can increase the depth of your inhale as your big belly breath pushes into the floor. And can you increase the completeness of your exhale, really cleaning house every time you exhale? Good. Now, just kind of notice the shape of your body right now. Notice the position of your pelvis, the position of your spine. And if you tend to overarch in the low back, I'd like you to start to lift the front of your pelvis towards your face. So you're like tilting the front of your pelvis towards the face just a little bit. That will hopefully help you bring your low belly in and draw your abdominal wall in. I'd like, actually, I want everyone to draw their abdominal wall in, but particularly those who tend to have a sway back. Okay, so keep drawing the abdominal wall in, and then you're going to walk your feet towards each other until the legs are parallel, feet are parallel, tops of the feet are on the floor. And then I'd like you to bring your arms alongside the body. Have your palms face down. You can keep your forehead on the mat. I'm just keeping my head lifted so you can hear me. So forehead's on the mat, palms down. Walk your fingers further away from your head so that the tops of the shoulders are long, neck is long. Now your abdominal wall is still in, and we're going to go in and out of a variation. It's something between locust pose and bow pose. So on an inhale, you're going to lift your arms, lift your chest and head, and also bend your right knee. Bend your right knee. Now notice if the toes fall in towards center line and the knee kind of splays. I want you to avoid doing that. Have the toes pointing straight up. Some of you might have to imagine you're trying to swing the toes out in order to counter that. Because I really want you to feel your right glute work as you do this. Your chest is lifted, head lifted, right knee bent. Now, exhale, bring the right side of your face to the mat and the rest of your body back to the floor. Second side, inhale, lifting chest, straightened arms. Palms are facing the floor, but they're lifted. And then bend left knee. Left toes are pointing towards the sky. Check it. Is the left toe falling in towards center line of the body? Don't let it happen. You want to keep the thighs parallel the whole time. Whenever your next exhale arrives, bring the left side of your face to the floor and the rest of your body down. If your low back is feeling sensitive, please don't go really intense into these poses. Keep the tummy in, the low belly lifted. On the next inhale, second side, right knee bends, lift your chest. Toes pointing straight up. Exhale, right side of the face, bring yourself to the floor. Inhale, bend left knee, lifting chest and arms, gaze to the top edge of your mat. Don't let that knee swing out. Exhale, left side of the face to the floor, relax. Let's do that again. Inhale, right knee bends, upper body lifts. Exhale, right side of the face to the floor, relax. Last one. Inhale, lift, left knee bends, tummy in. Exhale, left side of the face to the floor. Relax, take a break, shimmy the hips, releasing any tension in the low back, glutes. Good, and then we're just gonna flip on over. You're gonna bring your arms alongside the body, lifting your feet off the floor.
Keep drawing your tummy in, pressing low back to the mat. So press low back to the mat using the strength of your abdominal wall, pulling in. So the back is nice and long, and we're kind of flattening the back to the mat best that we can. Keep your gaze at the ceiling. And on an inhale, straighten your legs towards the sky, peel the toes back towards the knees. On the exhale, bend the knees back to beginning position. Feet are off the floor though. Low back flat to the mat. Again, inhale, straighten the legs, toes peeling back, right? Maybe your legs don't straighten, that's okay. Keep the low back to the mat. Exhale, bend the knees. Now let's add the arms. Keep gazing to the ceiling. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach both your arms up, and back until they come to the floor behind you. Palms facing up. And then exhale, bending knees, low back is still on the floor. Arms come alongside the body. Just like that. Inhaling, we're like in a reclined Dandasana or staff pose. Exhaling, giving it a break. Keep that low back flattened to the mat the entire time using the abdominal wall. Keep moving to the rhythm of your breath, gazing to the ceiling. Notice if the head is trying to move as you're doing this, any other kind of interesting movements. Keep the tummy strong. So we're strengthening the core, we're stretching the backs of the legs, and we're opening the chest. Let's do that 3 more times. And on your third one, you're going to pause there with the legs extended, the arms extended, pausing there. If you keep peeling your toes back, you'll get a nice stretch in the calves. And so some of you, maybe the knees need to bend. You don't get them totally straight. That's totally fine. Keep breathing. Keep flattening the low back to the mat, using the abdominal wall to pull down towards the earth. Last breath. Holding this pose. And then exhale, release feet to the floor, arms alongside the body. Taking the feet as wide as the mat, just start to swing the knees side to side, windshield wipering the legs. And then we'll roll to one side. Come on up, nice and slow. I'd like you to take your right knee, bend it, and place the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg, extending the left leg out. So we're going to do a little Janu Shirshasana variation. If you get into this posture and you find that your pelvis tucks, you're excessively rounding, prop yourself up on a pillow. We want to get really nice and tall. We're going to come into a little twist before we fold. And really the whole idea, I'm hoping that you can get out of this practice, is that we're creating more space for our breath. We're deepening our breath. We're lengthening our spine. So propping your hips up is going to help you do that if you are tucking in the pelvis. So take a moment and just try to square your chest towards, like orient it towards the foot, your left foot that is. And see how can you get the crown of your head, your heart, and your pelvis, can you balance them all, stack them over each other, and then balancing them kind of between your sits bones, the bones under the flesh of your rear. On an inhale, lengthen the spine maybe a little bit more. And then on the exhale, you're going to rotate your heart and head to the left. So I'm going to rotate heart and head to the left away from my bent knee. I'm going to bring the back of my right hand to the outside of my extended leg and use that arm like a lever. I've got my right arm straight. And soften the tops of the shoulders so that you can really hopefully enjoy that lever of your arm to help draw the shoulder blade, draw the shoulder blade away from the spine and then the shoulder away from the ear. Head is turning to the left. We'll take 2 more breaths in this twist. Vertical spine. And then slowly untwist, gaze over your left leg. And inhale, reach the arms up overhead, really tall. Exhale, hands come to either side of the extended leg, your left leg, and then with an open chest, fold Indian out forward. Okay, so the name of the game here is keeping your chest broad. I could come further down if I rounded my back. That's an awesome pose to do for certain things, but for this one, we're looking to open our chest. So um, maybe you just slightly tilt forward. Maybe you have to stay upright in order to keep the chest. That's totally the chest open. Keep peeling your toes back towards your knee. Try to center your belly over your left thigh. Soften your eyes, soften your gaze, soften your tongue. Tune into the rhythm of your breath. See if you can feel with each inhalation, there's a lengthening of the spine that naturally occurs. With each exhalation, letting go, letting go. Now, for these last couple breaths, if you want to just round over that left leg, go ahead, do it if that feels really nice for you. Exhale completely. And then inhale, come on up. Let's do the second side. Extend your right leg. And so squaring the chest so it can look over that right leg. Take a moment, find a place where the ears stacked over the shoulders, head over heart. Inhale, lengthen the spine, soften the shoulders away from the ears. On your next exhale, let's move into that twist. So now your heart and head are rotating to the right. Bring the back of your left hand to the outside of that extended leg, using it like a lever, that left arm. Soften the left shoulder away from the ear as you turn your head to the right. And notice how the way you're holding your head will affect the stretch of your neck. So if the head is lifted, do it intentionally. Maybe you want to explore what would it be like having the chin towards the chest. Keep breathing, nice and deep, nice and slow. Good. On your next inhale, untwist, nice and slow. Exhale, take a moment, realign, vertical spine, and then inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor on either side of the leg with a broad chest. Inhale, long spine. And then exhale, hinging from the crease of your hip, maybe coming down a little further, but keep the chest open, keep the spine long. Take a look at your right foot. Make sure the toes are peeling back towards the knee.
as you reach your belly towards the right thigh. You reach your heart towards the right foot. So not sacrificing, do not sacrifice the broadness of the chest just yet here. Keep all that wonderful length in the spine. Tuning in for that very subtle lengthening of the spine that just occurs on its own with each in-breath. Giving yourself permission to enjoy any release as you exhale. And then for the last couple of breaths, if you'd like to just round over the leg, if that feels really nice for you, go for it. Maybe lowering the head, softening the upper back. Keep peeling the toes back though. Soft belly. Good, and then inhale brings you back up again, cobbler's pose, soles of the feet together. Adjust the how close the heels are to your groin so that it feels pleasurable, this pose for you. For an inhale, lift and lengthen, and then the exhale, fold forward. Now in this forward fold, you could continue to explore keeping the chest broad if you like. If you want to continue rounding the back here, go for it. So this is just really just to allow yourself to enjoy the sensations of your body, enjoy the breath. Let your belly soften. Soften your tongue and jaw. Soften your forehead. Let's take about 4 more breaths here. Good, and then with an inhale, you'll come back up. Ardha Matsyendrasana. So I'd like you to bring the your left heel towards your right glute, and then right foot over beyond the left knee on the other side of the left knee. If this isn't working for your bottom knee, no problem. Just straighten it. Okay. And then from here, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right. Right hand back behind you. You're going to hold onto that knee. Each inhale, lifting the chest. Each exhale, maybe deepening in the twist. Looking over that right shoulder. And then be intentional with how you're positioning your head, right? So if you want to lift your chin, do it. If you want to lower your chin, do it. But do it being aware of what you're doing and why you're doing it. Feel your breath. Good. With an inhale, turn the head to the left. And then untwist the rest of the body. Let's do the second side.
Set it up, take care of your knees. Inhale, lift the chest, long spine. Exhale, now we're rotating the chest to the left as we hug the right arm around our left knee. Notice the position of your head. Notice the inhale on the length of the spine on the inhale. Let go of something with the exhale. Any stress, any tension. Okay, so we're going to keep the twist, but just slowly turn the head to the right with your next inhale. And then untwist the rest of the body. Go ahead, untangle your legs. Let's come on to our back. Feet are going to stay on the mat, knees bent. Now with the arms alongside the body, allow your body to just kind of settle, the spine in particular, settle into the floor and just notice what parts of your back are touching the mat, what parts are not. Or maybe the entire back is touching the mat and there's areas that are a little lighter. Just notice. Okay, so draw the chin slightly towards the chest so that the neck flattens a little bit. And we're going to come in and out of bridge pose. So as always, make sure that the feet are completely grounded. Watch that the knees don't swing apart as you lift the hips. Not so interested about how high you go, but more about um, how much are you able to kind of move the spine with this posture. So here we go. Press the feet down. Inhale, lifting the rear. Reach your arms up overhead and then back to the floor behind you. Now, as you exhale, keep the chin towards the chest. Roll the upper back to the floor, mid back to the floor, and rear to the floor, all as you bring the arms alongside the body. Now, inhaling, lift the tail, low back, sweep your arms up, mid back, and arms behind you to the floor. Exhale, rolling down the spine, sweep the arms alongside the body. Keeping the chin slightly towards the chest. Inhaling, rolling up. We're using the strength of our core to help articulate the movements of the spine. Keep moving with the breath. And let's do that one more time. Lifting. We're going to pause with the arms back behind you. Pressing all corners of the feet into the floor. Hips are off the floor. Watch that those knees aren't swinging apart. One round of breath here. And now roll down the spine, but keep the arms back behind you. So on an exhale, rolling down the spine, upper back, mid back, low back, and rear. Pause here now. Your bottom's on the floor. Arms are back behind you. Slowly turn your head to the left. Soften your arms and now let the elbows bend any amount needed. Feel the stretch maybe in the upper arms. So the arms are heavy back behind you. Head's turned to the left. You might start to feel a stretch in the right side of the neck, the top of the right shoulder. Two more breaths with the head turning to the left. Bring your head back through center. Once again, roll and then bring the arms alongside the body. And then we're going to come back into bridge pose with the arms back alongside, back behind you. So inhale, lift the hips, roll up the spine, arms back behind you, chin slightly towards chest. And then keep the arms back behind you. Exhale, roll down the spine one vertebrae at a time. Try to flatten that low back to the mat. Now your bottom's on the floor. Arms are back behind you on the floor as well. Let the elbows bend. Soften the arms. Let them be heavy. And turn your head to the right now. And just pausing here. Again, flattening low back. The front of the pelvis is slightly tilted towards the face. Notice the depth and quality of your breath. And see if there's any way you can deepen the breath very gently. Soften the forehead, soften the jaw. And then the head comes back through center, arms alongside the body. One more bridge pose. Press the feet down, lift the arms up, then back behind you. That's the inhale. And then with an exhale, scoot the arms up and then down alongside the body as you roll down the spine. Good. Bend the elbows so you have robot arms. Fingertips are pointing towards the sky, robot or Barbie arms. Press those elbows down into the mat and walk your shoulder blades flat underneath you. So flatten them down. Maybe can you get your neck a little longer by walking the shoulder blades down the back of the ribs. And then when that feels good, you'll bring the backs of the hands to the floor on either side of the mat and extend the legs. And of course, as always, if there's some other way you need to support yourself for Shavasana, please do that. That's where we're heading now. So make this Shavasana your Shavasana. And before you go into stillness, move your head a little side to side. Ensure that you really let go of the tension in the neck and the face. And to help release even more tension in the neck and the face, I'm going to have you bring the head back through stillness, and we'll do 3 rounds of raspberry lips. So big breath in, fluttering the lips. Twice more. Shavasana. Let your body get soft. Once again, softening the tissue of your body and allowing the bones to melt towards the floor.
Begin to deepen your breath. If you can stay longer in Shavasana, please do. If you need to move on with the rest of your day, wiggle your fingers and toes. And then bringing your palms together, begin to rub the hands, rubbing the palms, warming up the palms of the hands. And then you're just going to gently lay the heels of the hands over your eyes. Just softening the muscles underneath the hands. Good, and then release your hands. You'll bend the knees, draw the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. Roll to one side. Take your time, come on up to a comfortable seat. We'll bring our palms together in front of our heart. Notice the pace and quality of your breath. And know that this quality of breath is always there for you. Sometimes just a little bit of movement and mindfulness is needed to access it. If you would like to dedicate your practice to someone special, see their face now. And we'll send out the kindness on the exhale. Take a big breath in. Send it out. See them smiling, very relaxed, strong, breathing deep. Thank you so much for your practice today. Namaste.